Hey, what we're going to do here briefly is we're going to talk about Tom a whole bunch here later on.
Bring him up, sir.
Yeah, bring him on, man.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm easy, man. I'm your huckleberry today. Wherever you want up here, however you want to do this, we're going to dance. Good to go?
Yes, sir. We're good to go.
The whole team here?
This is the team.
Any other relatives?
My parents are over here, sir. They're going to hang out.
Y'all come on out here, too. I know you want your parents out here, too.
I do, sir.
All right. Get your bride next year. We giving her bride on the award, too?
No, sir.
What?
Sir.
What?
We're good.
No, oh no, we're good. We're good.
I like you in household problems. You're already set up. So it's not going to be a weight issue.
We're all set, sir.
All right. Hey, listen. We're going to give this man this award here, and I will tell you that I'll save the bulk of my remarks for the change of command speech. But I will say this. What Tom Murphy has done here has been absolutely incredible. Absolutely incredible. I could not think of a better man to have commanded this brigade at the time that he did. And this is really talking to y'all who weren't here to see it all happen. I was a willing participant in watching, okay? But what he did should make you all very proud of the fact that the son that you raised, your father and your husband, did all the things that we say are best do every day, okay? I think that's enough words. All right. Post the orders.
Attention to orders. Legion of Merit is awarded to Colonel Thomas D. Murphy, Jr. for essentially meritorious service while serving as the commander, 17th Field Artillery Brigade, and 1st Corps Fire Support Coordination Officer. Colonel Murphy's leadership and tireless dedication contributed immeasurably to the readiness of the unit's mission. His commitment to excellence and exemplary duty are in keeping with the finest traditions of military service and reflect great credit upon himself, 17th Field Artillery Brigade, America's 1st Corps, and the United States Army. Signed, Xavier T. Brunson, Lieutenant General, USA Commander.
I thought I was supposed to be gone, man. I'm trying to hold it together emotionally right now. 1, 2, 3. That was my fault. I bumped into him. He just went down the line. Go ahead, Steve.
Okay, everybody, I'm Major General Steve Smith. I'm a bayonet soldier, and it's my honor today to present a prestigious award here to this great field artilleryman. I appreciate General Brunson giving me a little bit of time here to do this for Tom Murphy. And so we're going to present him the Ancient Order of St. Barbara. There's 2 awards and our branch gives out. One is the St. Barbara Award. Usually that's a battery commander, 2 years into command, we give that award. The Ancient Order is reserved for somebody who's demonstrated over the course of their career a significant contribution to the branch of the field artillery. And you'll hear about a lot of that good stuff as General Brunson talks about it and Tom talks about the great things this brigade has done over the last 2 years. But what's most important about this award that we look for, you just heard it here from the Corps Commander, is who has made their maneuver commander's dreams come true as a fire supporter. We say in the field artillery, you're a fire supporter first, you're a field artilleryman second. Our main job is making sure the maneuver commander has all the support they need to win the battle and support their whatever their dreams are. Tom Murphy has done that in spades here today, and it's our honors. We've met as a bunch of senior artillerymen out there in Black House Signal Mountain Town, middle of the impact area, discussing who's going to get this award. Tom was a shoe-in for this. And it's a prestigious award. As a former chief of our branch, I've seen this award given 3 times, okay? 3 times over the course of my career, and this is the 4th time it's given here to this great field artilleryman that's done a magnificent job for the Corps Commander, 2 Corps Commanders, and maneuver commanders all the way up to this point right here. So congratulations, proud to do this for you.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, publish your word.
To all field artillerymen, wherever ye may be, greetings. Know ye that there appeared at 14 Sierra November Papa 55963 653 Universal Transverse Locator Grid System in this land of Kiowa, Apache, and Comanche, the pristine domain of Geronimo, the nomination of a likely candidate for the Ancient Order of St. Barbara. Be it remembered that the here and therefore after mentioned individual has been inspected and passed on by ourselves and our loyal staff, And be it known by all ye field artillerymen who may be honored by this individual's presence that Colonel Thomas D. Murphy, Jr. has been tried and found worthy to be numbered as one of our trusty members, has been gathered to our fold and duly initiated into the solemn mysteries of this traditional brotherhood of stone hurlers, archers, catapulters, rocketeers, and gunners. Be it further understood that we hereby confer upon this individual the shield of St. Barbara, emblazoned upon and enjoined all field artillerymen henceforth to show due honor and respect whenever this individual may enter their midst. Given under our hand, 30th day of May, 2023. Signed, Shane P. Morgan, Brigadier General, USA, Chief of the Field Artillery.
Well, there's no way I'm going to say a lot today.
No, I'm not trying to hand that thing off so I can move it, man.
I'm really at a loss for words, and that's why I wrote down stuff to read later, because I will say a lot of ums and ahs if I don't do that. But right now, all I can say is thank you, and pass on my immense gratitude to each and every one of you. I won't name any of you right now because there's too many of you, and I'm absolutely overwhelmed, to be honest with you. I was telling a couple folks that the past couple weeks have been a complete blur for me, and I feel totally out of control, more so than any time in the past 2 years. I don't feel like I have anything under control right now. And so thank goodness that we've got a lot of people that are doing things for us right now. And to be honest, it's been like that for people doing a lot of things, not me out of control, the past 2 years.
Ask his mom.
There were times.
Yeah, for sure. You know, some crazy times that we're now out of, I'll be honest. And so it's fantastic that I'm able to have my family here and have all of you here to celebrate this brigade and what it's done. And so thank you very much. And I think we're ready, and thanks to absolutely everybody on that field right there. So let's get this done. All right.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of Lieutenant General Xavier T. Brunson, Commander of America's First Corps, welcome to today's 17th Field Artillery Brigade Change of Command ceremony. Today, Colonel Thomas D. Murphy, Jr. will change command of 17th Field Artillery Brigade with Colonel Andrew J. Knight. 17th Field Artillery Brigade would like to recognize our distinguished guests for today's ceremony. Please hold your applause until the end. Mayor Debbie Sullivan, Lieutenant General Xavier Brunson, Command Sergeant Major Sean Carnes, Major General Stephen Smith, Major General Retired James Taylor, Brigadier General William Ryan, Brigadier General Cale Oberworth, Brigadier General Retired Oscar Hillman, Council Member Mr. Charlie Schneider, Colonel Knight, Sister Karen Wells, Robert Strickland, and wife Amanda. Colonel Murphy's father, Tom, 25th ID, Vietnam Infantry Vet, 1969, Purple Heart recipient. Brigade command teams, distinguished guests, family and friends of the 17th Field Artillery Brigade. The reviewing officer for today's ceremony is the Commanding General of America's First Corps, Lieutenant General Xavier T. Brunson. The Commander of Troops for today's ceremony is the 17th Field Artillery Brigade Executive Officer, Major Eric Lane. The formation of troops before you consists of units assigned to the 17th Field Artillery Brigade, and their organizational colors, starting from left to right, are the 17th Field Artillery Brigade Headquarters and Headquarters Battery, commanded by Captain Trevor Brettenbach and First Sergeant Cedric Lunford. 1st Battalion, 3rd Field Artillery Regiment, commanded by Lieutenant Colonel Alexander Kerr and Command Sergeant Major Matthew Richter. The Brigade Color Guard, led by Command Sergeant Major William Pearson, 17th Field Artillery Brigade, Command Sergeant Major. 1st Battalion, 94th Field Artillery Regiment, commanded by Lieutenant Colonel Grady Lowe and Master Sergeant Dustin Elser. The 308th Brigade Support Battalion, commanded by Lieutenant Colonel Joel Maychek and Command Sergeant Major Delonica Boyce. Music for today's ceremony is provided by the 1st Corps Band, the heartbeat of America's Corps. The 56th Army Band is directed by Chief Warrant Officer 3, Charles Doswell, and the drum major is Staff Sergeant Joseph Agasinski. The salute battery for today's ceremony is provided by the 1st Battalion, 3rd Field Artillery Regiment, and is under the direction of 1st Lieutenant Gazarian and Staff Sergeant Graham. Please direct your attention to the VIP seating area. At this time, Staff Sergeant Robier of the 17th Field Artillery Brigade is presenting a bouquet of red flowers to Mrs. Nora Murphy. The flowers symbolize the color of the heart, the care, and the concern Miss Murphy has shown the soldiers and family of the 17th Field Artillery Brigade over the last 2 years. At this time, Private First Class Dorset of the 17th Field Artillery Brigade is presenting a bouquet of budding yellow flowers to Mrs. Amanda Knight. The yellow colors is a sign of welcome, and the budding flowers are anticipation of things to come. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the invocation given by the 17th Field Artillery Brigade Chaplain, Major Andrew Robinson.
I invite you to pray with me. O Lord and my God, we thank you with grateful hearts for the men and women of our country who in the day of decision ventured much for the liberties we now enjoy. We also take time to thank you for the sacrifice and tremendous leadership Colonel Murphy has provided to the 17th. We ask that your hand of blessing would be upon his family. Fill them with faith, virtue, knowledge, and patience. And now we ask that you fill Colonel Knight with wisdom, humor, integrity, and finally, tenacity to lead the soldiers and families of the 17th well. Protect his family during this season of increased sacrifice and responsibility. And may your blessing be upon all the soldiers of the 17th, that they may stand ever ready. In your name I pray. Amen.
Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated. In just a moment, you will hear the 17th Field Artillery Brigade Adjutant direct the bugler to sound attention as today's ceremony begins.
Sound attention! Sound, adjutant's call. Sound, present arms. Sound, order arms.
Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the arrival of the official party and honors conducted by the 1st Corps Band and the Salute Battery. Now taking the position of the viewing stand is the official party consisting of Lieutenant General Brunson, the outgoing commander, Colonel Thomas Murphy Jr., and the incoming commander, Colonel Andrew Knight.
Sound, present arms.
Please be seated. The reviewing party will now conduct an inspection of troops, trooping of the line. This time-honored tradition allows the commander to inspect the fitness and readiness of his soldiers, while providing the soldiers the opportunity to view their commander up close. The troops show their commander their high state of readiness, devotion to duty, and willingness to carry out their mission.
Sir, the command is prepared for inspection.
The 17th Field Artillery Brigade began as part of the 17th Division at Camp Bowie, Texas, on 31 July 1918. It demobilized on February 1919 after World War I. The 17th Field Artillery Brigade activated again at Fort Sill, January 1943. During World War II, the 17th Field Artillery Brigade participated in Normandy, northern France, Rhineland, Ardennes-Alsace, and Central Europe. The brigade deployed to Iraq in 2003 and again in 2005. In 2007, the 17th Field Artillery Brigade moved to Fort Lewis, Washington. The 17th Field Artillery Brigade deployed to the Basra Province in the summer of 2009. In 2014, the 17th Field Artillery Brigade Headquarters and Headquarters Battery and 256 Signal Company deployed to Kuwait in support of arson and CENTCOM operations for a 9-month deployment. In 2021, 17th Field Artillery Brigade supported and trained multiple joint exercises, including virtual and constructive simulations and multiple HIMARS rapid infiltration training missions. Throughout the course of the year, 17th Field Artillery Brigade participated in 11 exercises across Indo-PACOM with 191 days spent in execution. In 2022, the Thunderbolt Brigade underwent major force structure changes while remaining postured to support 1st Corps globally and on Joint Base Lewis-McChord. These changes included the redesignation of 5-3 Field Artillery Battalion to the Multi-Domain Task Force, the activation of 1-3 Field Artillery Regiment, and the prototyping of innovations to increase mobility, lethality, and survivability. 17th Field Artillery Brigade participated in multiple joint exercises, including virtual and constructive simulations and multiple HIMARS rapid infiltration training missions. Throughout the course of the year, 17th Field Artillery Brigade participated in 17 exercises across Indo-PACOM with 272 days spent in execution. The operations conducted in 2022 produced a fully trained fighting force capable of deploying and sustaining combat operations, trained to destroy the enemy while concurrently serving as a force field artillery headquarters and integrating all fires within the areas of operation. The Thunderbolt Brigade continues to prepare and train soldiers for deployed missions across the globe and has a rich tradition of outstanding service in both peace and war. America's premier HIMARS Brigade will remain active, adaptive, agile, and always ready. colors you see moving forward symbolize the very soul of the United States and the 17th Field Artillery Brigade. They are a visible record of the glories of the past. They stand as guardian over the present and serve to inspire soldiers to loyalty, duty, and courage to achieve victory in the future. In past, the colors served as a rallying point for soldiers during the smoke and fog of battle. Today, colors are a symbol of the unit and accompany the commander wherever he may go.
Sir, officers and colors are present. Command. Detachment. Present. Arms. Down. Present. Arms.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the honors to the nation.
Detachment. Order. Arms. Down. Order. Arms.
Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated. At this time, Lieutenant General Brunson will now oversee the passing of colors from Colonel Murphy to Colonel Knight. The passing of colors symbolizes the transfer of command authority and responsibility from the outgoing commander to the new commander. The passing of colors from the command sergeant major to the outgoing commander signifies the key role of the non-commissioned officer corps as the guardian and protector of the colors, and the men and women who serve to preserve glory. The passing of the colors from the outgoing commander to the senior commander signifies a relinquishing of command and heartfelt gratitude for the support, guidance, and the opportunity to serve. The passing of the colors from the senior commander to the incoming commander represents the trust and confidence in the new commander's leadership and commitment to care for the organization. The passing of the colors from the incoming commander to the command sergeant major is his first act in command and verifies his confidence that the non-commissioned officer corps will continue to dress on the colors. By authority of Army Regulation 600-20, paragraph 2-5 Delta, the undersigned assumes command of 17th Field Artillery Brigade, 30 May 2023, signed, Andrew J. Knight, Colonel, Field Artillery, Commanding. Ladies and gentlemen, America's First Corps Commander, Lieutenant General Xavier T. Brunson.
Hey, good morning to everyone who showed up here today, to including some of those who showed up unawares to all of us here that you were going to show up. So thank you for surprising certain members that are here today for this change of command, which meant that there's a lot of writing in the margins of my speech now, and I don't know if I'm going to read it in order or not. A couple things. Glad I'm not sweating today because I did not know we were going for a walk. Then we're in my walking boots today. Welcome to everyone who's here today for this change of command, to the friends and family of the 17th Field Artillery Brigade. This, for us, is what passes as a beautiful day. And it's incredible to be out here, standing in front of the Thunderbolts on the parade field. You look absolutely magnificent. To the band, to the firing battery, thank you very much for what you do to honor this great unit. I'm grateful for these soldiers that you see before you, because they've been at the forefront of our most innovative and cutting-edge solutions in warfighting in the Pacific. From standing up the Army's first long-range hypersonic weapons battery to joint and bilateral training in the jungles of Thailand and Indonesia, all across the Pacific, the Thunderbolt Brigade was always hard at work. Under Tom's leadership, the unit transitioned 5-3 FA to the MDTF, the Multi-Domain Task Force, and then stood up 1-3 Field Artillery. The 17th has spearheaded groundbreaking solutions that are changing the way we fight as a joint force. Changes such as fires as a service, certain cloud solutions they developed, and modernizing the Fire Direction Center. The 17th created a plug-and-play world-class communication system that can be used on any vehicle. Solutions like this provide flexibility to leaders across the battlefield and across the Pacific, and ensure this Corps is ready for the next fight. Additionally, the 17th led the Army's efforts in H2F, building a state-of-the-art facility over on North Fort and bringing in the best of the best, be that MIFLICs and doctors and strength coaches and nutritionists and behavioral health specialists, chaplains, and I think somebody told me there was a dentist over there too. I'm not sure. There was a dentist there too. We're just going to go with that one. Tom and his team created something called Project Odyssey. Now, an odyssey, as everyone knows here, is a journey. This journey was meant, though, not to get to a place, but to take care of, to make well, and provide for those who give so much every day. It's a journey whose only goal was to keep soldiers on the team, and it speaks volumes about Tom Murphy, because it says of our soldiers that you matter. You see, Tom cares for people. If you talk to anyone that has worked with him or even just spend 5 minutes with him, you will learn that he truly, truly cares about people. And Tom also understands that caring for people leads to readiness. The 17th Field Artillery Brigade truly represents the best of our Army and gives me confidence that we can find, fix, and destroy any enemy in any domain. Thank you to all the soldiers, the NCOs, and the officers for your hard work and dedication to the Corps mission. Without you, we would not be successful. To Colonel Tom Murphy and your wife Nora, thank you for your leadership and your involvement in our community. Your service to the Corps over the last 3 years has been invaluable. I was going to tell a Pac Century story about you, Tom, but as you know, you'll cry, then I'll cry, and this will go on way too long. I know that you're headed back to the Pentagon, though, Tom, and I've got my aide working on getting you a map of the corridors, since this will be your first time there. And hopefully you don't get lost trying to get back to your new office. But I know that the one place you won't have trouble finding is home with Nora and Patrick and Lily. You won't have any trouble getting there. And before I go on any further, sir, thank you for your great service to the nation and the Purple Heart that you were awarded that was mentioned earlier. I don't want that to be lost. I thank you both, Tom and Mary, for being here today. It matters much, not only to your son, but to this great joint base. Welcome to Colonel Andy Knight, his wife Amanda, and children Addison, Drew, Allegra, and Aurora, who have cake pops if anybody's hungry, if they haven't eaten them yet. It's great to meet your mother, Barbara, here today. Got you a special chair over there on the side. I like it. Looks comfortable. And we're really glad that you could be here for this ceremony. To Karen Wells, thank you for surprising us. That's written in the margin, by the way. We appreciate you showing up. And to your best friend, Robert, and his wife, Amanda, so glad that you all could be here as well. Now, in case anybody thinks that they're going to jump on Andy Knight today, he's got two of his college football buddies that also joined him here today, so be careful. Don't ask for the money that Andy owes you today. This would not be a good call. Andy, not for publication, but my brother has given me great stories about your time in the War College, your great acumen in the classroom or lack thereof. I'll just hold on to those for today. Andy joins us from the Joint Staff J3, and I know he's looking forward to leading soldiers. And this parking spot that you're going to have here, Andy, is going to be a lot closer than the one that you had at the Pentagon. And the soldiers are also going to be a lot better than those that you saw in the Pentagon. We look forward to having you in this great community and this great Corps. I eagerly look forward to all that you will do with the opportunity before you and having your family join us here for what should be a great adventure. I thank everyone again for showing up today. Everybody at JBLM is always willing to show up when there's no rain. God bless America and our Army. God bless this Corps and the 17th Fab. Thunderbolt, courage.
Ladies and gentlemen, the outgoing commander, Colonel Thomas Murphy, Jr.
All right. I am not going to get this right, but I'm going to do my best. First off, distinguished guests, friends and family, random passerbys, thanks for coming today. I'll be honest, like I said earlier, this is all going way too fast for me, but we're going to get it done. So first, hats off to the band and our own salute battery. Thanks and well done. Now, thank you all for indulging me for a few minutes to say a few words. And as if on cue, Grady put me on the clock. Inside joke, the man times everything. Okay, I'm going to start by thanking you all right here in the front row, my family. To my parents, thank you for making the trip out here, for all your support and the foundation that you gave me. Nora, anytime anyone thanks me for my service, I tell them to thank you and the kids. Thank you for being an amazing woman, mother, spouse. There's no way I'd be standing here without your support, not just the past 2 years in command, but for the past 24 years. Patrick and Lily, you two are awesome, amazing kids. I'm proud of everything you're accomplishing. And I know it isn't always easy being an Army family, but you two are thriving each and every day, and you're making me better each and every day. I love you guys. General Brunson, sir, thank you. The autonomy and trust you extended to me and this brigade was something every subordinate commander hopes for. Thank you also, sir, for wearing your emotions on your sleeve. Although we did have to read the room occasionally, I always know how you felt about something because you said so. Thank you for the encouragement and confidence at every turn. Your leadership is moving this Corps and our Army forward, and I'm proud to have been here with you. General Smith, thank you for your counsel and mentorship. We've been lucky to have one of the senior fire supporters in the Army here the past few years. You challenge us to stay the king of battle and get better all the time. I also have to thank Brandon Anderson, forward in career right now, the last prior Thunderbolt 6, who set the brigade on a sure path coming out of crisis and COVID. I was privileged to follow you. Thank you to our Command Sergeants Major, Carlin, Castaldo, Pearson. It was an honor to serve with each of you, and I absolutely appreciate all the strengths each one of you brought to the brigade. Could not have done it without you. And to our Thunderbolt soldiers and civilians, thank you for watching out for each other, for me, and being a phenomenal team. Your collective character stands above and reflects the absolute greatest of our nation. To our battalion commanders, battalion CSMs, the Corps Fire Support Element, and the brigade staff. I'm actually not sure why I had to come in every day with a crew like you. Perhaps I could have teleworked. All of you are absolutely first class. And to my fellow commanders and Corps staff, it was a pleasure to serve alongside, share time with, laugh, and learning from each of you. Andy, I'm extremely excited for you, Amanda, and the family. Back in the 17th, your stellar reputation precedes you. It's absolutely true this time. And I know you'll appreciate every opportunity that you have each and every day. You said it yourself last week, not sure if you'll ever command again. Well, it's here, but it'll go fast as hell. Absolutely, fast as can be. You don't need luck, but absolutely Godspeed to you. I look forward to hearing about the great things the Brigade continues to achieve. All right, let me conclude with this. So every time I've been asked how it's going in command, I can only think of one word: great. Other than the tragic loss of Andy Cotter and Chief Zale, how could it have been anything else? You all know what these battalions and brigade have done. As you heard from General Brunson, I'm not going to repeat it for the sake of everyone's time. But we've been exceptionally fortunate for all the soldiers we have here, the mission we've been given, and everything that we have. The members of the 17th, America's premier HIMARS brigade, earn our reputation every day, every mission, every task. The team finds a way, whatever the obstacle. We all inspire each other to innovate and solve problems. Remaining ready, reliable, and resilient is our state of being. Empowered leaders and soldiers take action at every turn. And lastly, staying optimistic unites us and brings us through whatever hardship we may face. A final thank you to those that came before us and those who are not here with us now. You led the way, you were the stewards, and the 17th remains ready to get it done. Thunderbolt, courage, thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, Colonel Andrew Knight, Commander, 17th Field Artillery Brigade.
General Brunson, thank you for this opportunity, and to the rest of our distinguished guests and visitors, thank you for coming. To my friends that traveled out here, Rich, Mark, Caden, Jen, Ben and Sarah, as well as my mom, a surprise guest sister, and a bigger surprise, my best friend since we were 4 years old and grew up on the same street, Bob Strickland, and his wife Amanda. It's the greatest honor of my professional life to become Thunderbolt 6 today. And I am eternally grateful for everyone that took the time to share this with me, because I wouldn't be here without the incredible support system that helps me function. To my kids, Addison, Andrew, Allegra, and Aurora, thank you for embracing our lifestyle as a grand adventure. Your resiliency is amazing, and the support and encouragement you provide are what made this possible. What feels like a million years ago, a man and I decided to give the Army an extended test drive. Now I'm glad we also bought the extended warranty they wouldn't stop calling us about. This day is as much a credit to Amanda's unwavering support as my #1 teammate as it is about what the Army thinks of my continued potential. To Tom, thanks so much for a fantastic turnover. I can't believe I have to fill your shoes, but I will start trying as of today. To the Thunderbolt Brigade, I'm eager to join the team. You have an outstanding reputation across the field artillery as well as across the Army. the culture of innovation, and the bias for action are critical to our ability to demonstrate capabilities inside the First Island chain. We will continue to build relationships with our allies and partners, as well as our joint teammates, to maintain combat readiness for competition and deterrence in the U.S. Indo-PACOM area of responsibility. I think that we're best able to do this by fostering a climate where everyone has a chance to excel, we protect individual dignity and respect one another, and hold each other accountable to the standard. I look forward to listening to your thoughts on the best way to continue achieving excellence in the Thunderbolt Brigade. Courage, Thunderbolt.
Detachment, post. March.
The custom of pass review dates back to medieval times when troops marched past their commander to determine the order of battle. That is, who would lead the attack against the enemy. The presence of the band represents the significant role that the fife, drum, and bugle have played throughout military history. Drums were the very first military musical instrument that contributed greatly to the success of the Roman legions. Martial music, as we know it today, was first used by the Turks and Arabs to terrify their enemies and to assure their troops that all was going well in battle. The presence of the national and unit colors at the center of the formation illustrates their unifying influence during the heat of the battle. Ladies and gentlemen, as the national colors pass, please rise and render the appropriate honors. At this time, Colonel Knight will be joined by Mrs. Knight and other immediate family on the reviewing stand. Now approaching the reviewing stand is the Commander of Troops and the 17th Field Artillery Brigade staff. The Commander of Troops for today's ceremony is 17th Field Artillery Brigade Executive Officer, Major Eric Lane. The 17th Field Artillery Brigade staff consists of the S1, Major Damian Pierce, the S2, Captain Jareth Longgarrett, the S3, Major Todd Hergert, the S4, Major John Rayner, the S6, Major Alexander Passy. Providing the musical cadence for today's ceremony is America's First Corps Band under the direction of Chief Warrant Officer 3 Charles Doswell, the drum major is Staff Sergeant Joseph Agazinski. The 17th Field Artillery Brigade Headquarters and Headquarters Battery is commanded by Captain Trevor Breitenbach. The First Sergeant is First Sergeant Cedric Lundford. First Battalion, 3rd Field Artillery Regiment is commanded by Lieutenant Colonel Alexander Kerr. The Command Sergeant Major is Command Sergeant Major Matthew Richter. The Brigade Color Guard is led by Command Sergeant Major William Pearson, the 17th Field Artillery Brigade Command Sergeant Major. First Battalion, 94th Field Artillery Regiment is commanded by Lieutenant Colonel Grady Lowe. The Command Sergeant Major is First Sergeant Dustin Elser. The 308th Brigade Support Battalion is commanded by Lieutenant Colonel Joel Maycheck. The Command Sergeant Major is Command Sergeant Major Delonica Boyce. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the playing of the First Corps March and the Army Song. The words can be found in your program. Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes today's ceremony. Colonel Murphy and Mrs. Murphy will remain in front of the reviewing stand area for those wishing to say farewell. Colonel Knight and Mrs. Knight will be across the street immediately following. Thank you for your attendance. 17th.